Coming up on episode 143. Do you know? You mean?
Yeah.
You read something, you're like, oh, fuck off, this did not happen, but it did.
He's an old cantankerous old cunt and he just gets blown up.
2 low-flying aircraft, pyrotechnics and kids.
Yeah.
It's not a good combination.
It's not. You take cock.
Yeah, so do you. I'd only just wipe myself and they'd finished and got out and wiped their mouths and everything. I can see your eyes like that. Oh, good girl. Are you a deviant? You know, like those of us who binge watch serial killer programs, laugh at the stupid stuff people do, and revel in anything adult? Well, you found your people. Join us as we crack open the doors to padded cell and release the insanely stupid, the weirdly wonderful, and those who choose to live outside societal norms. We delve into the strange, the macabre, the sexy, and the outrageous. So, if you're a deviant, then you have your place with us in the padded cell. This episode is powered by our Patreons. Thanks everyone for your continued support, and a special welcome to our new Patreons, Michaela, Elisa, and Nige.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here we go.
Give us a loud.
Loud. Hello. Hello.
Oh, your loud isn't even loud. It's like a little cute loud.
Do you want me to go louder?
Yeah.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello and welcome to episode 143 of the Padded Cell podcast. And today I'm here again with our Kev.
Hello. You alright? We're back.
In your fairy t-shirt.
Oh, do you like it? Yeah.
I do.
This
Oh!
is my favourite image.
There's a little fairy bear.
Yeah, little fairy bear next to him.
Okay, so for those who aren't watching, Kev has got a blue t-shirt on with like a fairy and like mainly gold, and the fairy is a bear with a harness on, and he's got like boots on, like maybe like, let's say Doc Martens, but they're not, little very tight shorts, a wand, looking very camp, and next to him is a bear looking like a Care Bear, a very camp Care Bear with matching wings.
Oh no, and look, he's even got like the quiffy hair and the tash.
Yeah, and he's got a bear tattoo as well.
And he's got a little belly as well.
Oh.
It's me.
Oh. Oh, behave. So, the last time you were here, it was our Pride episode.
Such fun, wasn't it, that one?
And I didn't cry. I had my handkerchief. Oh, God. I was nearly there, though. That Lady Lobotomy, that story of the guys
That
who
was
met.
beautiful, wasn't it?
So good. And I'm not going to say anymore. In case you've just found us, you need to go back to episode 139 to hear all about it. I will not tell you anymore. It's funny, you know, I still get messages from people now who I've maybe just seen one of the latest reels, and they say, I've just literally seen episode 136.
Yeah.
And I've just found you, and I'm going back to the beginning, and I'm like, oh, how lucky are you with all that good stuff? All those great episodes. Absolutely brilliant. So, this is going out. When is this going out? This is going out on the 23rd of July. Oh.
And can I just say as well, Vic, Vada to Bonnie Old Eek.
Oh, how will you still remember that? I can't remember that. You've been practising, obviously. You've been saying it. So, 23rd of July. My granddad died on the 23rd of July.
Oh, God.
Why am I smiling? It's been a long time.
It's been a long time, and he's influenced you in your life, and you're happy.
I look a little bit like my granddad.
Do you?
Yeah, I know some more as I get a bit older. Obviously, I've got short hair as well, and he had glasses. But you know, like your eyes start to hud a little bit as you get older.
Yeah.
I saw a picture and I'm like, he's got eyes like me. I look like my granddad.
I look like my dad.
Do you?
Yeah, I really look like my dad.
Yeah.
So.
But if you see pictures with me next to me nan as well, look a little bit like me nan. But anyway, what the fuck?
Here we go.
Fucking hell.
Off on a tangent again.
So, on this day in 1982, so 23rd of July, 1982, something happened on a film set that would change Hollywood forever.
Oh, right. What?
You might remember it back there because it's within our lifetime. But I've not heard loads about it since. However, what happened on this day, it changed how they would, like the safety regulations and stuff on film sets from that day on. So even if we don't talk about this, it had a big influence on safety on the film set. Are you curious? So, on the night of the 23rd of July, a film crew showed up to the studios expecting to finish a scene. So this is a scene that they'd already filmed a few days before. This was the last scene. So before I even tell you about it, when I read to the end, I'm like, if they'd have just managed to finish the scene on the previous day, this would never have happened. But unfortunately, fate had other ideas. So the film, The Twilight Zone, the movie, was being filmed, and I don't know if you ever saw it. It was based on a television series, but it was like a film of 4 short films.
Yeah.
And there's some big directors in there, if I remember rightly. John Landis, Steven Spielberg. There's some others involved in it. Big names, anyway. John Landis. I thought I'd pluck that out my brain, but I'd obviously typed it at some point. If you don't know John Landis, he directed films like Animal House, which I've spoken about loads. The Blues Brothers, he's quite famous. Film. Yeah. Anyway, so he was involved in this particular scene. He was the director for this particular scene. There's an actor called Vic Morrow. You probably won't know him. And he was playing a man attempting to rescue 2 Vietnamese children from a war zone. And the production, they'd gone all out on this, no expense spared. There was going to be pyrotechnics, smoke, military effects, a low-flying helicopter, all that kind of thing. Anyway, the 2 children he was supposed to be rescuing. There was 6-year-old Renee Shin Yi Chen and 7-year-old Mika Din Lee.
Right.
And one of the controversies that would later come from this was that the children were filming under circumstances that actually they should never have been allowed in the first place. We're talking about the pyrotechnics here, the low-flying helicopters. Should they have been there in the first place? According to witnesses during the filming, the helicopter was hovering low while pyrotechnic explosions were being detonated around it. And the plan was for Vic Morrow to carry the children through shallow water while chaos basically erupted around them. And the scene should have been brilliant, but I just don't think enough safety. Safety aspects were covered. So something went horribly wrong, obviously. This is what I'm getting to. One of the explosions, one of the detonations erupted too close to the helicopter. And in the helicopter, you've got your pilot and there's 5 passengers. There's 6 people in this helicopter for this scene.
Cameramen and all sorts of things, I should
And
think.
there was 3 people on the ground, Vic Morrow and the 2 children. Anyway, so the explosion went off near the aircraft. And that's a problem because it hit the tail rotor of the helicopter. And if you don't know what that is, it stops the helicopter going into a spin, an uncontrollable spin. And without that, basically the pilot can lose complete control. And that's exactly what happened. So the helicopter just came crashing down and it landed on the 3 actors, Vic Morrow and the 2 children.
God.
The pilot did fight to regain control, but once that rotor blade was gone, that was
nothing he could do.
No. Anyway, his name was Dorsey Wingo, which is a quirky little name.
Wingo, in a helicopter.
Dorsey Wingo. He and the passengers in the helicopter survived. So even though the explosion went off, it only hit the rear rotor.
Because they were so low down, they didn't have too far to drop.
But they landed on these people and they died. So all 3 were killed. So one minute they were filming a scene, making it look like a disaster site, and actually they were part of a disaster site in the end. So there's lots of questions, obviously questions about who approved this stunt in the first place, questions about whether the helicopter should have been flying so low, questions about whether the explosions were too close, was there other ways to do this, other effects. It's 1982, so it wasn't like, the 50s. It was still, advancing.
But it wasn't like today, though.
No, it's not like today. It wasn't CGI, but there's angles and stuff like that. And also the biggest question, why children involved in such a dangerous sequence?
Yeah, they should have rewrote how they were going to film that.
Yeah. Anyway, so the accident triggered one of Hollywood's most significant investigations in the film industry, and criminal charges were eventually brought against several people connected, including John Landis.
Really?
Yeah. So the argument from prosecutors was that a series of decisions had created So he wasn't the only reason. He was one of several people who could have actually intervened and said, no, I'm not happy with this setup or whatever. It's not safe. The defence argued that it was a terrible accident, which it was a terrible accident, but I argue it was an avoidable accident. And that is basically what they were going with. However, it was a very lengthy, highly publicised trial, and all defendants were acquitted of criminal charges.
Because they couldn't pin it on just anyone, or?
But obviously, it wasn't the end of it. There was civil lawsuits. They followed on, and settlements were reached. Anyway, after that, the entire industry started looking much harder at safety procedures, and it's often, isn't it, when something goes horrifically wrong, it's only then that you start looking.
Well, it's like that episode of Unhinged that you did about the dolphin thing.
The Byford dolphin.
Dolphin.
And it's always like that, you know, aircraft investigation, what's it called? Air crash investigation. You ever watched it? I started to stop watching it. I was never a nervous flyer. I watched about 9 series and I was starting to get nervous. But all the advances in aviation have only come from mistakes and fatalities, accidents, that kind of thing. Same in any industry, including this one. But for me, yes, there are accidents, but sometimes a bit of common sense, Kev, wasn't it?
I know.
You know what I mean?
At least we're learning from our mistakes.
Yeah, we are, but you know what I mean?
It shouldn't take that to do it.
I don't think that should have happened, really. Wherever time, even 1982, low-flying aircraft, pyrotechnics and kids.
Yeah, just makes... Yeah.
It's not a good combination.
It's not, no.
Is it? So, obviously, like I say, it did actually go on to change the whole landscape of production sets, what was allowed, what wasn't allowed, who was allowed on set, and things about timing. So they filmed late at night, not in great conditions, that kind of thing. So it did change a lot. Anyway, the Twilight Zone did go out, but I looked into that particular scene, and it was the last scene of the sequence, and they just had to they changed the scene but not the outcome. Yeah. So they used some other footage to try and piece it together. So you watch it and you'd never know that those 3 actors were dead.
Blimey.
Yeah. Anyway, the directors involved. John Landis never fully recovered, apparently.
Well, I would think, because he's living with that decision that he was involved in that.
Yeah, it was always with him, apparently. And when I was thinking about this, I would feel responsible, even though there's lots and lots of other people. He was the director of that. It's not just
that just
the
shows
movie.
His humanity.
A director isn't just the director of the movie. He's a director of everything involved in putting that together. The team, but he's directing.
He's the captain of the ship.
And so I can see why. And it's a shame, but I'm sure he learned. From that mistake, didn't he?
He was the captain of that ship.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to something. It's not more positive. But you read something, you're like, oh, fuck off. This did not happen, but it did. Have you ever heard of the Raleigh bath chair murder?
No.
23rd of July, 1943.
Okay, so that would be
wartime.
Wartime, yeah.
Wartime. Quiet town in Essex.
Really? Sorry, Essex.
There must be such thing out there. Anyway, there was a victim, Archibald Brown, 61-year-old man. And he wasn't a frail man, but he was in a chair, and they would call them bath chairs, but they were like old-fashioned wheelchairs.
I know the ones. Yeah, they look like a bathtub, and they sit in them, and they like push them along like that. Yeah.
And there's lots of conflicting stories of why he was in this, but I couldn't confirm it. So even though he was in the chair, he was still quite physically strong, actually. Yeah. And I also got the impression that he was a bit difficult to live with at times.
So was he restrained in the chair?
No.
Okay.
No. He was a very strong man, even though he's in the chair. Strong physically and mentally.
Right.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah?
Yeah.
He's a very familiar figure around the area, and he was often seen out and about being pushed along by family members and stuff like that. So, shopkeepers knew him, neighbours recognised him. It was basically his daily outing was to go around the local area. So it wasn't unusual then to see him out and about being pushed around or wherever with his family. On this one particular day, Friday, the 23rd of July, he was out, as he always was in the afternoon. Nothing appeared unusual until... Why am I laughing? Without warning, there was a colossal explosion. And the explosion came from Archibald and his chair.
We're going to have to redo this, Vic.
Why?
I'm laughing my head off.
It's
I don't know why.
It's a natural human reaction, isn't it? Anyway, so what had happened? Oh, before I wrote this down.
I'm going to have to do this again.
Hang on. So it was an anti-tank mine under his chair. And when he exploded, body parts landed in gardens and like hanging off trees and stuff like that. It was really, really bad.
Oh my God.
It's okay, because what I'm going to do, folks, is keep the camera on me, because I've got 3 cameras on the go, because you don't want to see what Kev's doing right now. It's so inappropriate.
I'm eating a biscuit.
I'm laughing and choking and everything. So what happened? Who did this? Archibald lived with his wife and teenage son, Eric. And like I said before, he was difficult to live with, and there was rumours already, you know, that there was maybe something argy-bargy within the household.
Yeah.
People initially thought that a German bomb had fallen, or, you know, like somebody gone over a bomb, it detonated, or something. Remember, it was like, you know, wartime Britain. Stop laughing! Fucking hell! Anyway, it wasn't that at all. Control yourself, Kev! Anyway, it wasn't, like I said before, the police discovered it was an anti-tank grenade, specifically a Hawkins grenade. And these devices had been designed during the Second World War to damage vehicles and tanks. You can imagine the state of this wheelchair and Archibald afterwards. They weren't designed to murder pensioners, so he must have been like vaporised, mustn't he, really? Poor Archibald. Suspicion soon focused on Archibald's 19-year-old son, Eric. When they dug deeper, they uncovered a family situation far more... Anyway, look, it was fucking Eric. Eric did it. He thought he didn't get on with his dad. He didn't like him, so he basically put a bomb under his chair and detonated and he obliterated him. End of story. Because I can't carry on.
Why did he do it? Why? Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it.
Because he was a bit of a cunt.
Because he was a cunt.
He was a bit of a cunt, yeah. So he confessed. He confessed to it. And it wasn't motivated by money. And there's no inheritance, no secrets, no affair, no organised criminal plot. He said there's years of misery inside the family home. And he painted a picture of a father whose behaviour had worn him down over time.
He blew him up.
He blew him up. But he really didn't like him, did he?
No, but that's hilarious. I hate you so bad.
Well, I'm like, where did he get the bomb? It must have been like an unexploded bomb that he's found.
He must have found
like,
it.
Oh, I know what I can do with this. I'm going to blow my dad up.
So what did he do? Just lob it through a window or something?
No, he put it under his chair and it blew him up.
And he ran away?
Yeah, he wasn't there, yeah. So,
He didn't have long with a grenade.
No. So, he didn't go to prison. He spent the rest of his life in a psychiatric unit.
Wow.
Yeah. So, there you go.
Don't
be a cunt to your kids.
Yeah, what's making me laugh is just the thought of him going up in this bloody bathtub.
Vaporised.
Yeah.
Oh,
fucking hell.
Poor Archie, though.
Yeah, what way to go. Out
But
with
yeah,
a bang.
don't be a cunt.
Yeah.
Don't be a cunt. Right, so we're going to do a little dangly bit.
Right.
And it's going to be a game because we haven't done one for ages.
Right. I don't think I've done a game with you. Oh, yes, I have.
I need to go over there and get my headphones. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm going to get a close-up. So, it's called Sorry What? So you put your headphones on and you press the little button at the side and it plays music so you can't hear nothing.
Right.
Oh, hang on. You switch it on properly. And then I'm going to mouth words and you've got to guess. So you can't hear a thing.
Vibrator.
Woohoo! Okay.
Stripper. Vasectomy. Foreskin.
Am I just like really good at like mouthing these?
Butthole. 30-something. Threesome.
This is saying more about you than it is about me.
Glory hole. You take cock.
Yeah, so do you.
Bush.
You finished? Well done. Okay, so.
Is that good?
Yeah. Gosh, you got loads. I'm dead
Well, that must have
impressed.
been your great elocution of
Okay,
mouth.
so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done.
Is that a record?
Hang on, no, I feel like you got more than that. 6, 7. So yeah, vibrator, foreskin, bush, threesome, stripper, vasectomy, and butthole. Like I said before, it says more about you than it said about me. Right, so
Whereas maybe that's because I'm used to, men in bars going.
yeah, mouthing across the bar. So you just go like that.
No, it's just a quick.
Oh, is it? You, me?
Yeah, basically.
That's going to be a reel. That was fun.
That was great fun.
The thing is, though, for all the people listening on audio, all they're going to hear is like a little bit of music in the background and you going. So all them people who've got, was it misophonia or whatever, they hate that munchy sound down the microphone. I'm just going to go. You're welcome. Oh shit, where's my notes? Hang on. Right then. So let's go on to my main segment. Oh God, it's 25 minutes already, Kev.
I know.
There's a little slurp of me 7-Up. I've said it again.
I'm going to have another biscuit then, but I don't want to laugh this time.
Oh no, that was funny. That I'm trying to tell a serious story. It was poor Al fella getting blown up by an anti-tank bomb by his son Eric, and you're laughing.
I just find it hilarious that he's an old cantankerous old cunt and he just gets blown up. I think it's great.
I mean, it was guaranteed to work.
That's what we all say in it. I wish I could blow that fucker up. You know?
No, I don't. So what are you talking about?
Do you not?
No, I have other ways.
Yeah, but the content is there, though. What you'd like to do to them, and he goes and fucking does it.
I've got a poison garden. I've told you I've got a poisonous plant out there, oleander. I'm not going to use it. I just want to say I've got a poisonous plant. Anyway.
And people that know you will go, got the message.
Yeah. Don't fuck with me and don't come for dinner.
Exactly.
And don't be a cunt.
Yeah. Because we don't want you being like that mushroom woman in Australia.
Oh, God. Right, we're going down a tangent again here. Have you seen a Netflix thing on it? Netflix
no.
or Prime?
I think it's Prime, isn't
Prime, yeah, anyway. So, we're going to talk about a guy who, on paper, should have been bankrupt and ridiculed and forgotten because he really should have just lost everything and just disappeared into the history books.
Sunset.
Yeah, but no, he didn't. Instead, he became rich, famous, bizarrely successful, what he really shouldn't have been. Wrote one of the strangest books ever to be published. He declared himself a lord.
Really?
Built statues to himself. Faked his own death. And spent much of his life making sensible people question whether they were actually the stupid ones. You ever heard of this guy?
Well, the only person I can think of is Jeffrey Archer.
Yeah, it's not him then.
Oh.
This guy's name is Timothy Dexter.
Well, I still don't know who you mean.
Well, you won't, because he's born a long time ago, but people do still talk about him now.
Oh.
I did know about this guy before I did my research, and I've been just waiting for the right time to plop him in. Very long time ago, 1747, in Massachusetts. Right. Is this going to be offensive? Okay. You are old enough to remember Kenny Everett.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And obviously, gay man, if you don't know Kenny Everett.
Yep.
Love Kenny Everett. If you out there don't know Kenny Everett, he was a comedian in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. Genius. Very funny man from our area. Well, my area, your adopted area.
Yeah.
And it looked a little bit similar to you as well, with the beard and everything.
Well, it's just done in the most possible day.
That's exactly what Kenny Everett did. That's got to be a reel as well. I'll put like a little video of Kenny Everett doing it.
He does it higher, doesn't he?
He does, but you're going to bang the mic. So.
It's done in the most best possible taste. I'm going to bang the mic anyway.
Well,
so
what I'll
bang it.
do, I'll leave that in, but I'll turn your mic off so we don't hear the bang.
Oh, God, yeah, sorry.
What you could have done, really, just move your mic and then done it. But you don't have to do it again.
No, I'm not going to do it again.
No.
We're not professional here. We don't do take after take.
No, we
after
don't.
take.
We're not asked. We bang the mic and make a tit out of ourselves. Anyway, so Kenny Everett, he'd do like sketches on TV, and the one that you were just demonstrating, do you remember the name?
Cupid Stunt.
And he would wear stockings, wouldn't he? And he would do the
little frock.
And the frock. And he would do the leg cross, but open his legs as far as possible so he could see what was up there and then bring them back together again.
And say it's done in the most best possible taste.
Yes. So, he used to do these sketches. One of his sketches was the Bee Gees.
Yes.
And the Bee Gees, as we all know, have got quite prominent teeth. It's part of the gimmick, actually, really, isn't it? The old, yeah. I love Barry Gibb. Anyway, so one of their sketches, they're singing the Bee Gees song, Massachusetts, aren't they? But Kenny Everett, he sings Massive Chew-sets. So now, every time Massachusetts comes on the radio, me and Jim sing Massive Chew-sets, picturing the Bee Gees.
Massachusetts, that's brilliant.
In Massachusetts. So now all of you out there, you're so welcome. You're only going to be able to hear Massive Chew-sets now when you hear that
and
song.
And you just know he's got...
prominent teeth. Anyway, I don't even know how we got there. Oh, yeah, because Timothy Dexter.
The tangents we do.
Yeah, now. Timothy Dexter was born in Massachusetts. Anyway.
Oh, in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. He wasn't highly educated. He didn't come from wealth. He didn't attend university. He was a labourer, and later a leather dresser.
Labourer and a leather dresser.
If you're unfamiliar with the term, it's nothing like he's implying. It's basically preparing animal hide to be made into leather goods. So it wasn't glamorous and stinky. Have you smelled the tanning place?
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it?
Stinks.
Yeah.
Bubbling fat, basically,
it's just,
horrible chemicals. Anyway, so basically, people weren't looking at the young Timothy Dexter thinking, he's going to be a very successful entrepreneur or anything like that. Yet somehow, he managed to marry a wealthy widow, and he improved his social standing considerably when he did so. And he had this ability to end up in fortunate situations. He didn't always go out to find them. They found him. Whether it was skill, instinct, luck, all three, we don't know. And it's still a mystery. It's still discussed. There's programmes about him and everything. Anyway, the first major example arrived just after the American Revolution.
Yeah.
And at the time, the American government, they'd issued huge amounts of continental currency, and these notes almost became worthless because of it.
Right.
And in fact, the phrase, if you've ever heard of it, "not worth a continental," actually come from this story. Yeah. And most sensible investors said, "Why on earth would you want anything to do with this? It's worth nothing. It's literally just paper.
Yeah.
Worth nothing." However, Timothy Dexter, bought huge quantities, and people thought he was mad, absolutely mad.
So he bought huge quantities of this currency?
This currency that was worth nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, something unexpected happened. The government eventually redeemed portions of the currency and associated securities with it. And Dexter, supposedly worthless investment, became very valuable, and he made a fortune.
Wow.
So once the bank started recalling the currency, it was suddenly worth something.
Yeah.
It was just sitting there, loads of it. And what it was originally worth is obviously worth more because currency increases in value, doesn't it, with inflation. Everybody assumed it was a fluke. And actually, it does look like it was a fluke in this particular instance. So now rich. Dexter, he began mixing in circles with merchants and businessmen. And they considered him a fool because they thought this was a fluke. A stupid man bought this currency that was worth nothing. And it was just pure luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he turned it round. And some of them decided to have a little bit of fun with him, and they started offering like terrible business advice to him. A bit mean, that really, isn't it?
It is.
And not slightly risky advice either, like catastrophic, stupid advice, damaging advice that would make him lose his money.
Yeah, they didn't want him up in their
Very
social
cruel,
circle.
very cruel, really. Yeah.
That's America's got a history of that though. When people start to do well,
pull them down.
Yeah, pull them down.
If you're not born into money and new money, you're never going to fit into our circles.
Yet it was created for people to actually follow their dream.
Accessible, yeah. Anyway, Timothy Dexter listened to this very stupid advice every single time it was given to him.
Yeah.
One merchant suggested exporting warming pans to the Caribbean. And a warming pan, it was essentially like a metal pan filled with hot coals used to warm a bed before sleeping. Useful in snowy climates,
100%.
maybe. Completely ridiculous in tropical heat. Anyway, the businessman obviously expected this all to fall into disaster and he'd lose all his money. Dexter shipped these pans anyway. What happened? The warming pans found a new use.
Cooking pan.
Plantation workers reportedly used them as large scoops and ladles in sugar and molasses trade, equaling profit. So the men who suggested the idea could not believe it. The joke had worked because they were useless, but they'd turned them into something else. And it hadn't ruined them at all. It made them even more money. Undeterred, they tried again. Someone suggested shipping woolen mittens to tropical climates. Another guaranteed failure, you all say. Again, Dexter did it. And again, he made money. Now, the exact details of how he made money are a little bit sketchy.
Yeah.
But the shipment found buyers rather than becoming the worthless cargo everybody expected it. Even more profit. Again. The merchants became increasingly frustrated. Why did they just give up?
Yeah.
Because they're cunts.
Because they're cunts.
Again.
Yeah, they didn't want him in their social circle. And he's getting richer than all of them, probably.
Yeah. Because karma is like, well, you bunch of cunts there, you're getting nothing. And the person that you're trying to bring down, he's going to get,
yeah.
Exactly. Anyway, so as I said, they became increasingly frustrated. And the game had been turned against them time and time again. Every attempt they made failed, so they raised the stakes. Like every stupid, narcissistic, jealous person would. So, they said to send things where they were not needed, export goods where they were not needed, invest in ridiculous ventures. Timothy's response was always, that sounds good, and off he went and give it a go. And every time, I mean, I could go into detail, I'm not, the universe kept rewarding him.
Wow.
And then came the most famous story. Someone supposedly suggested shipping coal to Newcastle. And if you don't know anything about Newcastle, it is a very famous city for coal production.
Absolutely.
In the UK. So sending coal there would be like sending sand to a beach.
Yes.
Yeah, sending sand to the Caribbean, but maybe they sent them there often enough and that backfired. So anyway, according to the story, Dexter shipped the coal anyway. And through extraordinary timing, local mining disruptions allegedly created a temporary demand for coal in the area.
So they were running dry, basically.
And his coal arrived just in time, and he made a huge amount of money.
Hell.
Yes. And his wealth increased, obviously. Money makes money as well.
Yeah.
He kept making these wise investments. Anyway, Dexter himself became convinced he was a genius. Not just successful, a genius. Possibly the greatest genius. But nobody else is willing to acknowledge that. And he thought, well, if you're not willing to acknowledge it, I'll do it myself. He purchased a large mansion in a town called Newburyport in Massachusetts. I'm going to keep saying this so it's ingrained in your brain. You'll keep saying Massachusetts. Oh, God, all the people in Massachusetts are going mad now. I'm sure you see the funny side of it. I'm sorry if you don't. Anyway. Or if I was sorry, I wouldn't keep saying it, would I?
Nah.
Anyway, bought his mansion.
Their problem, not yours.
Yes. Bought his big mansion, he began decorating it. Most wealthy people would buy artwork, maybe a nice fountain outside or whatever. Yeah. Timothy obviously chose a slightly different approach. He filled the ground with statues. Lots of statues.
Of himself?
George Washington, Thomas Jefferson and other famous figures. And then Timothy Dexter himself. Several statues of Timothy Dexter. Why have one statue of yourself when you can have many? Visitors described the property as extraordinary, ridiculous and fascinating. And people travelled far and wide specifically to see it. So he'd obviously made quite a spectacle of this thing with all of his money.
But he's also created a tourist attraction
yes.
as well, so making more money.
So when I first read this, I was like, so he's a bit of a narcissist, really, isn't it? He's bought this big mansion, he's filling it with statues of himself, but also George Washington and other people. But what he's created is a tourist attraction. It's exactly what he did. And do I think that it was by accident? No. I think probably by this point, he's become a little bit more savvy.
Yeah.
He might have stumbled across these fortunes previously by accident, but you learn.
Yeah.
And he's thought, well, you know, I've got all this money. I can buy this great house. Let's just fill it with stuff that's going to make me even more money. Who's going to pay for it? Tourists.
Look at Graceland.
Exactly that. So he then promoted himself to aristocracy. Nobody gave him the title. It wasn't an official honour. Timothy simply announced one day that he was now to be known as Lord Timothy Dexter. And that was it. No ceremony, nothing, no paperwork, just confidence, lots of it. The title did appear on his documents. It appeared in conversations. He would introduce himself as Lord Timothy. And people started using it.
This is in America.
Yeah. Did people start using it because they believed it, or just repetition, or just exhausted from hearing it all the time? Just call him Lord, for God's sake. Humour the fuck. Anyway, now comes one of the most strangest literary achievements in American history, which I touched on at the beginning. Timothy decided to write a book.
Right.
And the result was called A Pickle for the Knowing Ones.
What? A pickle for the knowing ones?
A Pickle for the Knowing Ones. People called it magnificent. Not because it was well written, quite the opposite. The book contained wildly unusual opinions, personal observations, complaints, boasts and ramblings.
Oh, sounds fabulous.
But that's not what made it famous. What made it famous was the pronunciation, or rather, the complete absence of pronunciation.
Really? Did he publish it himself?
No full stops, no commas, no semicolons, which I love. Nothing. Imagine trying to read this thing and there's just no punctuation. Nothing. He informed readers they could insert them wherever they felt they should be, basically. Which I think is a funny thing. You created this thing, but you're also allowing the person
to read it however they want.
To read it however they want.
Yeah.
Is he stupid or is he amazing?
He's getting their opinion rather than his opinion.
What he's doing, he's creating something that's got words, but punctuation, as we both know, determines the emotion and the intent of the sentence.
Yeah.
So a comma can make a difference between an angry statement and a compliment, for instance. Is he purposely just writing these words and feelings down and allowing people to put the pauses in where their brain takes them? Am I reading too much into this, or is he just mad?
No, I think you're probably right. He's probably clever because he wouldn't have been as successful as he was if he wasn't educated.
Yeah. But he didn't have formal education.
No, but he'd had enough.
He'd had enough. But think about the people he's been dealing with in his business, all these businesses he's stumbled upon. People who are educated. He's lived as he's lived.
Yeah.
Learned as he's lived. And so you think he's probably got to the point where he's become a bit savvy about people and how they tick.
Yeah.
The whole thing about making his mansion into a tourist attraction, he's learned how people tick, what they'll spend their money on.
Yeah.
So this book, I think he's probably thought, I'm just going to put my words down on paper because I've got a lot of interesting things to say. But I think also he's done something which is still being talked about today, and he knew it. I think somewhere in the back of his mind, he knew
it. Mm. And is it a very popular book then?
I think there's editions still out there, for sure. Mm-hmm. I think the first editions, I don't think in the Smithsonian or somewhere like that, I've read.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so, like I say, informed readers, they can insert their own commas and stuff. It's almost like, fine, you do it. You just put them wherever you want,
these
really.
days you get a load of text messages like that.
Well,
anyway,
that's it, yeah. With no... Oh, I hate that. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that.
I'm guilty of that, I think.
I've not noticed.
Have you not?
I put semicolons in mine. I do. I actually didn't notice
like
I did
semi.
it. I do. A colon. Somebody actually pointed out one day you've put a semicolon in your text and I just didn't realise. It's just a natural thing to do. Anyway, so multiple editions of this book were published. People bought it because Timothy Dexter had become famous.
Yeah. So it's like Victoria Beckham writes a book, people buy it.
He was like the 18th century eccentric.
Yeah.
The next big thing. People couldn't look away.
He was a celebrity in his own
What's he going to do next?
He's the Alan Sugar of his time.
The more bizarre he became, the more interested everybody became.
Yeah.
He's like his own self-publicist in a way. Like that. Anyway, then he decided to answer a very important question. A question that apparently bothered him. How much do people actually love me? Most people ask friends and family and all that. Timothy Dexter asked in a different method. He faked his own death.
Wow.
He arranged a mock funeral and observed events from hiding to basically observe how much people adored him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the commitment that goes into that, the logistics of it all, how many people are going to participate, and the madness that would ensue afterwards when they find out.
Also, the sort of like the sheer cheek of him as well to do that to people.
It's very narcissistic, isn't it? And
yeah.
Cruel.
Yeah.
Cruel.
It's almost like his payback on everyone that's doubted him.
Yeah. I don't know. Reports suggest very large numbers attended, and the experiment appeared successful. People came, people mourned, people talked about him, mission accomplished.
And did people pay?
What did people pay?
Did he make more money as well
No.
because of it?
No, this was literally a narcissistic stunt to see how much people loved him.
Yeah.
Except Timothy noticed something. His wife wasn't displaying enough grief. Imagine attending your husband's funeral. Then deceased appears and complains that you're not performing as convincingly enough. According to the popular story, Timothy was furious that she wasn't upset enough. Even death wasn't enough to satisfy his need for attention.
God.
So one of the biggest questions we've just been discussing, whether he was actually foolish. Some historians argue that he genuinely did lack education and social refinement, but he was smart.
Yeah.
And smarter than people realised. And people did think he was a bit of an idiot, but he was an idiot who kept making money. So who's really winning here?
If you look at money as being the be-all and end-all.
Yes. He recognised opportunities where people didn't.
Yeah.
He took risks where people didn't. He trusted people when many didn't. And it all paid off. And I quite like that. And I think that's why Timothy Dexter's story has endured. Because it's a human story in a way. He's just trusted people. He's learned. He's read people. Made some mistakes. He's made a shit ton of money. But then at the end of it all, what's he really got? Because he's got all these things and he just wanted people to love him. And the ultimate test was to fake his own funeral to see how much people loved him, and even his wife didn't love him enough in his own eyes. So what did he have at the end of it all?
But how would you know if she didn't love you? I mean,
people express grief in different ways,
they
don't
do.
they? I mean, I've been to funerals where I hate to say it, my nan, at my granddad's funeral, she didn't cry. She didn't cry for weeks. She couldn't, and it was because she said she was sad. She knew she was sad, but it wasn't, she didn't feel it in her core. Her brain told her she was sad, but her heart hadn't caught up yet. And it was only a few weeks later, and then all of a sudden it was something very, very, very small.
She finally realised he was gone.
Something happened small. And she realised, and she broke down. And she cried and cried and cried and cried and cried. And then, she started a mourning process. She continued the mourning process.
Yeah.
But I remember the funeral, and there wasn't a tear. And she said, I feel really guilty for not crying. I went, well, now people express their grief in different ways.
They do.
And some people express their mourning loudly, very publicly.
And have you ever seen people, when a black person's died and their family are around and they're very vocal and some people sing and they'll chant, they'll scream and they'll be on the floor.
Because it's a human reaction.
I find that really emotional, actually.
Yeah.
Is it, oh gosh, it's horrible to say that I don't like watching that, but there's something about it. I really feel how much you loved that person.
Yeah.
But then somebody who's not crying doesn't mean that they didn't love the person just as much.
Absolutely.
But when you see that expression of grief, that outpouring of grief, you're like, gosh, all that love that's coming out. So I suppose it's easy.
And that's what he wanted to see.
He wanted to see that, and he didn't see that. What a story.
Yeah, that's incredible.
It's a story of chance and you're taking risks. But then at the end of it all, what was he?
So money doesn't bring you happiness?
It brought him something, but I don't think it brought him what he was looking for.
No.
Timothy Dexter, the man
Lord
who should...
Timothy Dexter.
Lord Timothy Dexter.
Lord.
The man who should have lost it all, really, and just carried on being a labourer. And yet there he was, in a millions time and time again. What a guy, what a guy. Right, I've got a little Lady Lobotomy.
Oh, I like these, you know I do.
It's a really short one. I quite liked it because it's a short one, 'cause it's open-ended, really. Ready?
Yeah.
Dear Lady Lobotomy, I want to be a domestic slave. Where do I
Come round
start?
to my house. Just come round. Just come round to my house. You can clean my bloody place. I hate doing it.
Where do I start?
Yeah.
So as I said, I want to be a domestic slave. Where do I start?
Offer yourself.
At Kev's.
Too right.
If you're homosexual, even better.
I'm fit. It's got to be fit.
Anyway, so domestic slave, where do I start? So, domestic slaves, if you don't all know, they are submissives who like to take on a slave role.
Yep.
So they have a submissive personality. In that sense, they are people who like to please. Most submissives, with all their different facets at their core, want to please. And they love nothing more than being told they've done a good job. And they want to be useful.
Mm-hmm.
That's most subs. Get the old bratty one, but even they want to be needed. And they brat because they want the attention. Bit of psychology there.
Oh, I couldn't deal with that.
That's why I can't be dealing with brats. Oh. I like black and white. I can't be arsed this mind game fuckery.
No.
Anyway.
No.
So that's why people like, you know, that's what submissives are like. They want to please. So a domestic slave, they want to be useful for you. They want to be your slave,
Your
in
servant,
in the sense of you do this, 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 and this in a perfect way to my standards, etc. And then at the end of it, they'll be praised or whatever. Sometimes they're not praised, but most of them do it for praise. And they like to wear things while they're doing it. They like to be in the presence of a dominant household person or whatever. They feel like they're in the aura of someone, and they're keeping their little palace tidy. You know?
Just like a little puppy.
Yeah. They're just somebody who they worship the dominant, male or female. They enjoy being in their surroundings, tending to their things, ensuring that their domain is clean and tidy, pleasing master or mistress, and getting the nice feels when master or mistress says they've done a really good job. Mm-hmm. And they might not get any other reward from that. They might just be told, great job. And for many, that's enough. You've all seen my reaction to Good Girl. You know, in the right context, I'm a fucking pool. Jimmy said fucking Good Girl to you in the latest day release. Day release went out last week. I can't really say much about exactly what happened. I'm not live, but, you know, to the masses, you'll guess. But we did the day release in a certain way.
Yeah.
What was my point? What was I say before?
Good girl.
Oh, yeah, and Jimmy called me a good girl. Well, he went, you're a good girl. And I went... And I was looking at the microphone, I was looking at the mixer, everywhere but Jimmy. And when I looked back, he was like, this big stupid girl in his face. I just melted. We weren't on camera, we were audio only.
Oh.
But I actually said to the listeners, I can't look at anywhere right now. I'm looking at everywhere but Jim.
Fantastic. I called you a good girl downstairs. I hope you didn't take that way.
It's how you say it.
That's all right then.
It's how you say it.
That's all right then.
Anyway, so that's the whole thing of a domestic slave. It's a little bit of background for you. And it's actually quite a nice way to submit. Some people like a little bit of beating round as well. So some submissives will be a little bit feisty, and they might miss a spot.
Right.
So they'll get a spanking or a paddling or locked
They
away.
do that on purpose.
They do it on purpose. Sometimes, well, usually that's consented, so it's part of their dynamic. So they know that there'll be something missed.
Yeah.
And mistress will find it, and she'll punish for missing that spot.
That's so cute, isn't it? I mean, it's like...
And then when they've done it, then they'll get a reward, but a reminder not to do that again.
Yeah.
And disappoint mistress, because you're a good boy. And yeah, I know you want to please mistress, that kind of thing, you know.
Say that again.
You're a good boy.
Thanks.
I was doing this to Ty at our school of kink. Tyler was my bunny for our classes. If you don't know a bunny, it's like a muse, an assistant. And for the first time, I went right up and I held his ears and I went, "You're a good boy." Wow. Oh my God. You know, he pissed on the spot. And he does this dead cute little thing where he wags his bum when he's excited and happy. And "You're a good boy." He went, fucking brilliant. Anyway, I'm feeling right off. I'm on here.
Oh, no,
So where'd you start with all this? So it is going on forums like FetLife. Obviously, be careful on these forums. Don't put any personal details on there. Don't arrange anything online immediately. If if you do have these conversations with people and you're trying to arrange this sort of domestic servitude, meet in a coffee shop first. Middle ground, or maybe take somebody with you if you're a bit unsure.
Yes, 100%.
Especially if you're female. And just go from there. It's not a race, this is a journey, and all this is part of the journey to keep you safe at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But FetLife is where it starts. That's where most of us hide. That's where we all lurk. And it's where most of us, dominants, are looking for people to provide domestic services. There are some clubs out there who enjoy bringing in domestic slaves to help clean their venues. But we didn't at Townhouse because we are meticulous. Well, we were. I'm not part of it anymore. I keep saying this, We were meticulous. Jim does actually still clean there at the moment.
Does he?
Yeah. We wouldn't bring somebody in just to do some domestic services because it wouldn't be done properly. They'd just be getting beat all the time.
It's also hard work as well, isn't it?
Very hard work. It'd probably take about 10 slaves to do it properly, to be honest. I'd just be beaten on black and blue because it'd be done shit. It wouldn't be done to the right standard. So Jim does it. So yes, that's where you'd start. FetLife, and you can always approach clubs. But it's not a race, like I say, and learn more about it. Have these conversations. Find the right person to serve. Don't take the first opportunity that arises.
So do dominatrix then? Do they approach subs as well?
Yes, they can do.
Dominatrix?
Yeah. So sometimes there's groups on FetLife, personal type groups where they'll advertise, like a wanted type column, services needed. And sometimes you'll see dominatrix asking for domestic servitude. And they'll put the terms on there as well, how often, for how long, what you need to wear, if you get anything in return, if there's transport provided, that kind of thing. So it's like a proper job advert, basically, but it's not paid. You might get something in return.
Right, so it's not
50 lashes.
They're not looking for a client then, they're just looking for someone to do this with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some subs do pay to be a domestic servant slave because that is part of their kink.
But also they know they're going to be safe as well. Pretty well.
It's a professional service, and for that hour that they're paying for, they'll do what they need to do, and they'll walk away. There's no long-term commitment. There's no expectation.
What they want out of it, rather than what the
that's
other
all
person
they want, and they haven't got the time to commit to a weekly thing or whatever. So they pay because it gets them off for that time. They get told they're a good boy, a little bit of a whack around maybe, and they go home, and that's it. But some people want a longer-term relationship. So it just depends on what you all want. But you can find all that in FetLife. And it's a really nice way to submit as well, because you can get that punishment in there as well if that's part of your dynamic. But it's a really nice sort of service reward without too much mindfuckery, discipline, hard BDSM. It doesn't have to be
Have
like
you
that.
had anyone like that? Though?
We've had people in the club. Ricarda quite liked doing domestic servitude. Really shit at it. Really shit. That's my ex-sub. Really shit. I was like, I'm not doing that again. Even the hoovering was shit. I was put some fucking elbow grease into it, for God's sake. Half-hearted. Whilst talking to me.
Sorry for these questions, because this fascinates me, and I'm sure it's fascinating everyone else as well. But so when someone's sort of like doing the hoovering, right, you've actually got to have it to your standard. You're not just sort of like playing with them in terms of like do the hoovering. They can see through that, can they, if you're faking it?
Yeah, it depends on what sort of scene you want. So I have had scenes where people have done domestic services And as part of the role play that we've agreed to, they will purposely get it wrong.
Yeah.
So I'll chase them around the broom or whatever, and all that kind of thing. But most people, because they want that gratitude and all
They'll
that,
do it how you
they'll
say.
do it exactly as you want, because
Yeah.
they want to please you,
So
and
there's
they'll check
different
with
levels
you.
of it, right.
Yes. So it depends what you want, what the dynamic is. So there's different levels of it. And I've done both. So I've had one, it was almost like Faulty Towers, getting it really wrong, chasing them round with the mop and all that kind of thing. Grab the mop, chase them round, whack them round. But then, like Ricardo, he did want to do a good job and just couldn't do a good job. It was really, really shit. And there's some subs who'll do it and then, is this to your standard? Can I improve?
Yeah.
We've had people polishing things before today, pewter and all. Is that okay? I can't see me face in it. Do better.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Sometimes after a domestic servitude session, they will make you a cup of tea or serve afternoon tea to the dominant, and they will get on the floor and crouch down, so like a table to put your tray on, or you put your feet on them while you're having a cup of tea.
One step further in terms of helping you enjoy your...
So domestic servitude isn't just cleaning for some.
Yeah.
It's servitude in its entirety. So if you haven't got a table, mistress, I'll be your table.
You are their control. You have total control. Right, got it.
So some people really like being part of that little dynamic to be useful.
Going to how you imagine the slaves in ancient Egypt being.
Yeah, and they admire their dominant. They want to do a good job. Their dominant deserves this level of servitude because she works hard. She's this. She's wherever. A lot of domestic slaves, they do put the dominant on a pedestal. I want to do this to maintain your reputation. This unscrupulous, unscrupulous. Fucking hell. Immaculate house. I'm going to maintain these standards for you, mistress. It's what you deserve.
They're loving their mistress rather than hating them because they're making them do this. Which
so
is what a normal
you've
slave
got
would have, wouldn't they?
So you've got this wide spectrum of people who, like you say, will pay for an hour, do what they need to do, get beaten around a little bit, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right up to the side of the spectrum where people have long-term agreements. And I'm not saying a relationship in a loving sense or even a friendship sense. It's a professional relationship between dominant and domestic slave. And it can be very long term, over years. And of course, they'll build up a friendship. And I know some people that have done this, and outside of the house, they'll meet and can have food and all that. And it's on the level. There's no DS in that at all, dominant, submissive. But in the house, they do. And there's a mutual respect. Because there's a service being provided by both people, and it works really, really nice, really nice. So there's much more to domestic service than most people think, and I really like this question that it's been short and sweet because it's opened up a much wider conversation. But the easy answer is vet life. But like I said at the very beginning, protect yourself while you're on these forums.
Yeah, 100%.
No personal details. Don't be meeting in the house the first time. If you're a female girl,
you can tell someone where you're going as well.
Absolutely. Have a little safe ring, all that kind of thing. Yeah. Be sensible. You might be desperately wanting this experience, but not at the detriment of your life.
Go to a club, because don't you have a night? Or didn't you have a night at Townhouse where people could just come along and learn and...
Yes, yeah, we have all that, yeah. And there's certain events, where there's one called Obey, which is very servitude. It's not necessarily domestic. It's very high protocol. High protocol.
High protocol.
So high protocol is that you always stay in your role as submissive, and you will not speak unless you're spoken to. If somebody comes to you and addresses you, you may speak and look up. If they don't, you keep your eyes down. You don't speak.
Right.
And so servitude can be part of that. So if somebody selects you for the night, they may ask you to role play and do this, that, and the other for the night. So that can be, it's not always like that at Obey, but that is an event where that sort of thing can happen. It can happen at any event, but that's a nice protocol event where you can maybe experiment in what it's like to change that mindset into complete servitude for a night. You've been selected to serve me for the night. You look at me when I tell you, you will address me when I address you first. It's kind of a nice little mindset. Well, I think it is.
Well, I mean, if you're into that thing, my problem is...
Listen, if I'm going to get my hoovering done, I'll do whatever it takes, mate.
Well, I'm starting to think if he wants to come around, he can do mine. But I don't think I could take orders from anyone like that. I'm too independent. I do what I want to do.
Well, it's funny because I always said that. I'm very obviously very strong-willed and very independent, fiery at times. However, when I found my little submissive side with Jim, when I've bottomed, so again, bottom in the gay world is different to the BDSM world. I can always see you looking at it like that, going, bottomed? I can see your eyes like that. Anyway, when I've bottomed, which basically means I will take what's given to me, but I'm not going to submit to you. I'm not going to kneel and you're my goddess and all that. Whack me around because I like the feeling. I like the hormones, but I'm not going to call you mistress or whatever. Submitting is a bit more. So you take all that and you take on that submissive persona. So you're slightly down the pecking order, if you like, and you will take instruction. So I didn't think I'd ever be able to do that. And Jim is the only person I've done it with and will ever do. And there's one night and he texts me. I didn't know it was going to happen. Right, I'm on my way home and I want you to do this. And go and get that. Put this on the bed. Put this on and get this ready for me, wherever it was. And I was like that.
Straight away, you know. And
I'll be home in about, I think it was about an hour. I was like, an hour? And I was right in the middle of something. And you know what I'm like with my work. When I'm into my work, nothing gets in my way. Well, a fucking laptop got shut. That got launched. And I run around that house and I started to like shower, shave and everything, all that. And I was like, fucking hell, and we're going to get it done. Well, I heard Jim's car pulling up just as I was getting myself in the position that he wanted me to get into as he arrived.
Wow, so he knew. And
I was like that. And he was fucking walking around for ages. And I was like, is he going to come in or what? Is he like messing around with me or what? And I don't know whether he thought he wouldn't be ready or what, or wouldn't be in the position waiting for him. And he came out, oh, you're ready? Oh, good girl. And I went, oh. And that was it. So taking instruction, I was running around. Why in any other situation I would not do that?
Yeah.
But he gave us instructions immediately. Brain, hormones, excitement, adrenaline went, hey, what on? And I was running around getting all the bits and bobs that he wanted, and I was fucking sitting there ready for him when he came in.
Wow.
Exactly as he wanted. And I was like, oh, good girl. Mad, isn't it? Mad. Anyway, so we are going to finish on a fetish factoid.
Okay, well, shall I do the goats?
Go on, do the goat.
And then, of course, we need...
It's almost like when you scream. And when you fart. After the curry. No, but the scream, it is a little bit...
It's a bit shrieky, isn't it?
No, it's a bit camp. I can almost imagine the goat go.
Well, yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Right, anyway, fetish factoid.
Right, okay, here we go.
Do you know?
The Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man?
Lives down Drury Lane.
Oh, that one.
Oh, that's the one.
That one. So, do you know what a 3-penny upright is?
It must be like a semi.
Yep.
No, then.
Just because it's upright in there?
Yeah, well, it's 3 penny as well, so it's not quite full. It's not a pound, is it?
Yeah, half penny. Anyway, a 3-penny upright is a very quick one. Again, Victorian slang for a very cheap, lower-class street prostitute who gets banged against a wall. A 3-penny upright.
Oh,
that's what they call it.
Polari should have that, shouldn't
Isn't it? When you said that, I was like, oh, I wish this fetish factoid was in the other one.
Oh my God. That would be like when we did Polari. That is a perfect Polari word. 3 penny upright.
But that was a common saying. So the guys would be like, yeah, I'm off for a 3-penny upright. It's basically the cheapest, worst, lower class prostitute. Just bang them against a wall. A 3-penny upright.
That's brilliant. I mean, not the act of that, but the actual saying is just great.
I bet you they'd be wearing Merkins.
Well, absolutely.
Riddled with lice.
Yeah. But we'd use that in the gay world, Or, where have you been? 3-penny upright. Just out in the club, and it's like...
Well, there you go. You're welcome. You can use that now. Oh, you can't. You're married.
Well, do you know what? I think things have changed on the gay scene as well, because it used to be that you'd go into the pub and then you'd sort of like give someone the eye, maybe have a quick chat, and the next thing you know, you're in the loos.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't happen anymore. I mean, I've not had sex in the loos for, must be 25 years.
Yeah.
But it's what used to happen.
Yeah. Garland's
it's
and
like
Liverpool's prolific.
Passage. It's a rite of passage.
Did you ever go to Garland's?
No.
No, I mean, it's closed now.
Right.
But it's been around for so long. I mean, I worked around the area when I was like 18, and it was going then. I did actually sneak in as well. I think I was about 16. Big gay club, obviously, Garland's. And you know what? It had its moments over the years. I think it went on fire at one point. It had its drug problems, like every other club.
Every club would.
And it was mixed. It wasn't just a gay club. You know, this thing about gay clubs. Somebody said, "Can I go to a gay club?" You're like, you haven't just got to be gay to go to a gay club.
No.
It's like saying, "Can I go to a jazz club?" Even though I'm not into jazz. It's like it's a club where gay people like to mix, but we are friends with other people too.
Yeah, but you've also got to expect to see things that you won't always see.
If you're cool with that, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Come on in. Yeah. I had a point. What's my point? Keep losing my point.
We're talking about the fetish factoid.
Shagging in toilets.
Shagging in toilets, but the
Garlands!
Garlands. There we go.
We need to stop, don't we? Anyway, in Garlands, there was unisex toilets, and people often shagging in the toilets in there. Often.
Always.
And there was an attendant, and they did allow two in the toilet, but if you're in there a while, they'd be banging on the doors. Come on, get out.
Yeah. But they knew what was going on in there.
Yeah. So sometimes, obviously, always a queue. Guys especially, they'd be like getting around the queue. Already very, very near.
Yeah.
So by the time they got into the toilet, it didn't take fucking long. I'd only just wiped myself and they'd finished and got out and wiped their mouths and everything. They were quick. It's like, well, you have to be. Jesus.
Yeah, in case the attendant comes
That's
knocking.
it, yeah.
Plus, you're conscious that there was a queue behind you and there's lots of other people that want the queue.
And also the toilets in Garlands, they were open. So it wasn't like some toilets was like a little bit of a wall and then you look around the wall and there's a big long row. No, these toilets are there and the queue's there. So you know who's gone into what toilet and how long. If you need a piss, you're timing how long fucking Dick and John have just gone into that toilet for.
Yeah.
They're shagging. Get them out. I'm pissing.
Exactly.
So,
I miss those days.
Oh, yeah. When toilets just used to stink of bleach and spunk. And good times.
Too right.
When you were there, poppers. On that poppers good times bombshell, we're gonna go. Do you want to do the thing?
Yeah, I can do if you want.
Did it well last time?
I did. I know. I've got a lot to live up now, haven't I? So
go on.
If you're binge watching, put the kettle on. We'll see you in 5. If not, see you next week.
Woohoo! See you next time. Bye. Coming up next time on the Padacel podcast. It's just so hellish. I've got to tell it again. Do all guys want a bigger dick? Some people judge these sort of kinks. You know, it's weird. When you see a clit erect, it does look like a little penis. It was the MILF. It was the MILF. Oh my God, the trauma from that. The whole fucking shag. He was forever battling with his penis. I've seen it all. I could write a fucking book.
And there we have it. Another day made better by listening to the creators of chaos. Thanks for dropping by, and if you enjoyed the show, we'd really appreciate you sharing your love for the Padacel podcast with your friends. Don't forget to give us a follow on our socials, maybe leave us some 5-star reviews, and feel free to send us an email to medic@thepadacelpodcast.co.uk, or even interact with us on Facebook because we love chatting to you. Be sure to stop by next week because, as Bowie says, I don't know where I'm going next, but I promise it won't be boring. Catch you soon.